Sure. Nani, can you send a link to the WeChat group? So I'll send it to my colleagues.
Sure.
Sure. Nani, can you send a link to the WeChat group?
Sure.
So I'll send it to my colleagues.
Sure.
Where did life originate? How will life evolve?
Sure. Nani, can you send a link
Observe,
to the WeChat group?
discover,
So I'll send it to my
innovate.
colleagues.
Sure.
Inside our minuscule selves, where lie the deepest secrets of life. Here at the School of Life Sciences at Westlake University, we strive to uncover the mysteries of biology and diseases, and to develop innovations that benefit mankind. This is a place of infinite potential and opportunity as we work together to engineer the future. We are fearless explorers. From visionary ideas, we make the fundamental discoveries and examine deeper, beyond the obvious. We are home to the most inquisitive and creative minds. Through an open, supportive, and collaborative environment, we encourage the pursuit of new technology and new thinking to expand the boundaries of knowledge. We attract world-leading scientists and pursue state-of-the-art disciplines. We embrace diversity, inclusion, and equality. At the School of Life Sciences, we unite everyone, from faculty to students, scientists to staff. We create new intellectual frontiers. We aspire after truth, uphold the highest standards of scientific research, and value scientific attitudes of curiosity, creativity, honesty, objectivity, conscientiousness, and perseverance. Together, let's promote the development of cutting-edge technology, transformative discoveries, and innovative thinking to help advance civilization. We are the School of Life Sciences. We are Westlake University.
Hi everyone, this is Nadia from China Admissions. I hope everybody can hear my voice and also see me. And yeah, welcome to our event with Westlake University. And today we're going to introduce you about PhD in Biology program from the School of Life Sciences at Westlake University. So thank you everybody for joining this event. And yeah, I hope you can say hi back to me as well. And just basically to make sure that the audio and also the video is working okay. So we hope that you can see the video. We hope you can see us as well. And we hope you can enjoy the rest of this session together with Westlake University. So I'm going to introduce you a little bit to Westlake University and also to our speakers today. So Westlake University is a new type of high quality research-oriented university based in Hangzhou, China. So if you don't know Hangzhou, that's a very beautiful city in China. I've been there once and I can't wait to travel to Hangzhou again because it's really beautiful. And then other than that, Westlake University was also founded by respected scientists and scholars, and they have high emphasis and research and also very international as well. And today we have two speakers from Westlake University joining us. The first one is Derek from the admissions team at Westlake University. And also we have Professor Wei from the School of Life Sciences. And yeah, I'm going to give the rest of the session to Derek and Dr. Wei so they can share more about Westlake University's admissions, scholarships, and also the PhD in biology program from the School of Life Sciences at Westlake University.
Okay, good morning and good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to this international presentation with Westlake University. We're very excited to introduce you to the School of Life Sciences and to our PhD in biology program. As Nadia said, my name is Derek Meyer. I'm with the admissions office. Later on in the program, I will get back to you and talk a bit more about the admissions process, our scholarships, our funding, and those kind of things. But our main part here is to introduce you the nuts and bolts of our PhD program, what's it like to be a student in our program, and a bit more about the laboratory work and these kind of things. And for that, I will introduce Dr. Lei Wei. Dr. Lei Wei received his bachelor's and master's degrees at Tsinghua University, China. He obtained his doctoral degree in molecular biology and genetics at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. His doctoral research was focused on the detailed molecular mechanisms of regulation of DNA replication and repair. He then developed an interest in the interface of host and viral pathogen and investigated the molecular mechanism of hepatitis B virus replication and the postdoctoral association at Princeton University. I'm going to pause here for a moment because we have this QR code here. And if you'd like to scan this, you can see a bit more about the good work he's doing at Westlake University, the work he was doing before he came to Westlake, and just generally a bit more about his laboratory. So I'll pause there for just a moment. And then without further ado, I would like to bring Dr. Wei to the podium.
All right. Thank you, Derek, for your wonderful introduction. So hello, everybody. So it is my great pleasure to be extending warm greetings from Westlake University School of Life Sciences, Hangzhou, China. I know exactly why you are here today. That's because for every single one of you, you have a dream to reach academic excellence and also to surpass and also challenge yourself in order to reach a completely different level. And I want to tell you, my friend, seek no more. I think Westlake University is exactly the place that you're looking for, a place for your dream to come true. And I will tell you why. First, I want to briefly introduce about Westlake University and then zoom into School of Life Sciences and talk about the 4 pillars to make School of Life Sciences the mecca for biomedical research. And then I will talk about our PhD program in biology. This is a plan and path to guide you and train you to become a rigorous scientist and to reach your dream. So Westlake University is located in Hangzhou, a coastal city in southern China. Hangzhou is really world-renowned for its beautiful scenery. It is actually nicknamed as heaven on earth. Hangzhou City is also a stunningly modern city. It is steeped in history. It is repleted with rich culture, fine art, and most importantly, fine food. Who wouldn't love that? And here, I just want your eyes to be lingering a little bit longer on this beautiful city. So here is Westlake. This is Latham Pagoda. This is Lotus Pond at Westlake. And this is a night view of Hangzhou City. And the 2 campuses of Westlake University, Yungu campus and Yunji campus, they are located very close to Westlake. And Yungu campus, meaning the valley of the clouds, and Yunji campus, meaning the place where the clouds rest. So both campuses are stunningly beautiful, and they are one of the most modern and innovative campuses in Asia. So Westlake University fosters innovation through cross-disciplinary collaboration. For example, you can see the academic ring here. We have 1 ring to find them all and 1 ring to bind them all. And this academic ring really combines the 3 schools at Westlake University, the School of Life Sciences, the School of Engineering, and the School of Science. And in here, all the scientists, the staff, the students, they are from different kinds of disciplines, and they can communicate with each other and share ideas. So this is the crucible to generate innovation. And other than those, Westlake University also has state-of-the-art research facilities and amenities to ensure the best research and living experiences. Because we believe doing the best science and leading the best life are the 2 most important experiences for your stay at Westlake University. So here are more photos of Westlake University campus. So here are more from Yungu campus. So these are the twin buildings from the Yungu campus. And this is the Yunji campus. This is the dawn at the UNT campus. So Westlake University is also the first research university in China established through philanthropic support. It is also an international university. Over 95% of the faculty have previously held positions or studied at world-class universities all over the world. So both Chinese and English are working languages, and all academic courses are also taught in English, so you do not have to worry about the language barrier. And international collaborations and exchanges are also highly valued and encouraged. So the university is one of the very few Chinese universities governed by an independent board of trustees, which is composed of world-renowned scientists and scholars, including Nobel Prize laureates, for example, David Baltimore, Yang Zhenning, and we also have Arnold Levine. He was the former president of Rockefeller University. So we are also a close-knit community focusing on pushing the frontiers of scientific research. So about School of Life Sciences, we have a dream. We dream to pursue questions that are fundamental to our understanding of biology and disease, and to develop technologies that advance human health and civilization. So in order to realize these goals and dreams, we have 7 core program directions. So these are biophysics and biochemistry, cell biology, genetics and developmental biology, neurobiology, immunology and microbiology, systems and synthetic biology, and last but not least, chemical biology. So all these programs, they can integrate and mesh with each other. They form a wheel, they form a turbine. So basically we can propel ourselves to the forefront of scientific research and to make discoveries that have never been made before. So here are some details about these 7 programs. So first, the BMB, Biochemistry, Biophysics, and Biochemistry program studies the structure and functions of the biomacromolecules and their complexities involved in important biological processes or major diseases. While the cell biology aims to explore the cellular homeostasis, fate determination, cell-to-cell communication, and organelle functionalities during development, aging, and disease pathogenesis. The genetic and developmental biology is trying to use vertebrate and invertebrate model organisms to decipher the fundamental principles of genetics and development at the molecular, cellular, individual, and population levels, and to understand how alterations of these principles affect disease, aging, and also regeneration. So I personally belong to the immunology and microbiology program. So our program is focused on the areas including virology, bacteriology, vaccinology, innate and adaptive immunity, cancer immunology, and microbial host interactions. So our program seeks to identify novel mechanisms of immune regulation and to unlock the mysteries of pathogenic microorganisms and their interactions with the host. So for neurobiology, so this program is committed to understanding how the nervous system works and discovering new ways to prevent or treat neurological disorders. Now the systems and synthetic biology. So the system biology discipline investigates the interactive, multifaceted networks of a living system, while the synthetic biology seeks to design, construct new biological entities, devices, and systems. So now, last but not least, chemical biology. So this program aims to develop advanced chemical synthesis, chemical analysis, and biological analysis techniques to explore, intervene, and manipulate complex life processes. So in order for these 7 programs to flourish and push the boundary of science, we need both good people, great students, and amazing core facilities. And we have all of those. First, for academic team. So till right now, we have 76 principal investigators at Westlake University. So our team is quite international, interdisciplinary, young, and highly distinguished. As you can see from these statistics, almost 70% of our faculties, they're under 40 years old. So it's a very young team, quite energetic and ambitious. And almost 95% of the population, we have overseas research experience. So we are well-trained and we are ready to do the best science at Westlake University, and we are also ready and confident to train the next generation of students like you, to cultivate you to become the leader of your field and to help you reach your dreams. Now, I want to highlight some of the leading scientists within our team. So here are the 7 chair professors, including Dr. Yu Hongtao. He's the Dean of School of Life Science. And Dr. Shi Yigong, president of Westlake University, is a structural biologist. And Dr. Xu Tian, vice president of Westlake University, is a geneticist. And Dr. Pei Duanqing is an expert in regenerative biology. Yang Dan, a chemical biologist. And Sun Ren, he is a world-renowned immunologist and microbiologist. And last but not least, Dr. Zhu Ting, he is an expert in mirror image biology. So these 7 professors, they're at the helm of the School of Life Sciences. They're really pushing the boundaries of science and doing amazing and exciting discoveries. So here, I'm going to highlight 2 of those. First, so the team of Dr. Shi Yigong has recently discovered or solved the structure of the nuclear pore complex. We all know that the nuclear pore complex is really the gatekeeper between the cytoplasm and also the nuclear plasm. It is really the port of life. And then Dr. Zhu Ting has done amazing discoveries in mirror image biology recently. So we all know that our biological world is a chiral world. It has handedness. But have you ever wondered what would our world be if all the biological matters, they just assume their mirror image? So we don't know the answer, but I think probably it's going to be a very bizarre and exciting world, just like the world through the looking glass, just as when Alice was in the Wonderland. And Dr. Zhu Ting is dreaming and working very hard to try to bring a glimpse of that world to us. So other than these leading professors, our young, distinguished other investigators are also doing amazing sciences in their field and becoming leaders in their field. So here I'm going to highlight a few of those. For example, Dr. Cai Shang, he's a cancer biologist. He has recently identified a key role of intercellular bacteria in the process of tumor metastasis in breast cancer. Dr. Xu Heping is an immunologist. He recently revealed a new pathway for negative screening of B cell in the meninges. So this negative screening of B cells is trying to get rid of some B cells which are self-reactive so that we do not get autoimmune diseases. Dr. Wu Jianping is a structural biologist. So we all know that our life begins with the fusion of a sperm and an egg. But how do they fuse together is still a mystery. And Dr. Wu Jianping has solved a Casper calcium channel complex on the sperm, which plays a very important role in the fusion process. So his discovery really revealed a lot of detailed mechanism in this most important event in the beginning of life. Now, Dr. Tao Liang is a bacteriologist. He recently identified the entry receptor of a supervirulent pathogen, C. difficile, for the first time. So this is a very important step toward taming of this dangerous enemy of humankind. Now, Dr. Zhou Qiang, he's a structural biologist also. He's the first one to solve the structure of the SARS-CoV-2 receptor, ACE2, and also the spike protein of SARS-CoV-2. And his discovery provides a structural basis for the development of targeted drugs, antibodies, and vaccines for SARS-CoV-2. And here is Dr. Curiel. So he is a neurologist. He's the first scientist to make optical recordings of neuronal activity at high spatial and temporal resolution in living nematodes and zebrafish. So we can see all the PIs at the Westlake University is really doing amazing sciences. But we also have fantastic students. And with all the guidance of their mentors, our students are accomplishing great achievements. So here, I'm going to highlight a few of those. For example, Chen Dianyu, he recently revealed an important role of oxidative phosphorylation pathway in the positive screening process of antibody affinity. And this discovery provides new ideas for vaccine development. Well, we have 2 students from class 2020 and class 2019, Zhong Qing and Xiao Zaiyu. So they recently solved the structure of human winglets and in complex with Win3A. So their discovery and their structure provides very important information for the mechanism of Wnt modification, secretion, and signal transduction. And then here 2 more, they are related to the COVID-19. So the class of 2019, Qian Lujia. So she constructed a proteomic map of multiple tissues of organs of COVID-19 patients, and thereby discovering a series of potential of therapeutic targets. And a class in 2018, Sun Yaoting. So she described the unique molecular changes in the serum of mild and severe patients after COVID-19 infection. So her discovery proposed a very potential method to predict which patients might develop severe diseases after infection of SARS-CoV-2. So other than the fantastic people, as I mentioned before, we also need the great foundations and great platforms. And we also have those. We have state-of-the-art labs, platforms, technology, and core facilities. And here, I'm going to highlight two things. The first is the Advanced Biomedical Technology, ABT, core facility, and also our Animal Resources Center. So in our core facility, we have 9 sub-platforms. And these are the ground electron microscopy platform, mass spectrometry, microscopic imaging platform, streaming platform, protein characterization, high throughput platforms, metabolic platform, genome platform, and crystallography platform. So basically, in our core facility, we have state-of-the-art research technology, the latest and most advanced equipment, and also professional technicians and technical support. So all of these platforms, all of these resources are open to all of us, to all of you. So these are at your disposal to aid your research and to help you do the best science at Westlake University. And other than those, we also have the Animal Resources Center, so both at Yungu campus and Yunji campus. So basically here you can see our margin mouse IVC cages and also experimental research equipment here. And our animal center at both campuses, we're offering a variety of different services. For example, we have animal breeding, biological purification. We can conduct knockout and knock-in microinjection services, and also in vitro fertilization in order to rapidly produce genetically engineered mice. And all these resources are also open to you to aid your research. Now, I have told you about the School of Life Sciences. It's a mecca for biomedical science. It's a mecca to produce great scientists and the leader of their field. But how about you? How can we cultivate you to become the leader of your field, for you to become a rigorous scientist? And here, I'm going to talk about the PhD program in biology. So this is a plan, this is a path that's specifically designed and tailored for you to really guide you, to train you to become a rigorous scientist. And there are also 4 pillars here. The first one is the rotation system. We also have solid core courses and the academic seminars and activities, and last but not least, campus life and strong support network. So first, about the rotation system. So at Westlake University, we have the 2+1 lab rotation system, instead of appointing a designated PhD advisor for every student upon admission. So these rotation programs are specifically designed to help you to find the best match at Westlake University to conduct research and also to study. So each student will participate in at least 2 rounds of lab rotations. So the function of these lab rotations are to familiarize you with the lab's research area and also the atmosphere of the lab, for you to see whether you can get along with the PI, with the mentor, and you can get along with your colleagues in the lab. For each rotation, it lasts for 4 weeks. And at the end of the second rotation, so usually you and your mentor are going to sit down and review the rotation. And usually a mutual agreement will be reached between your mentor and you. So once that's reached, you can stay in the laboratory and continue your study and training. But in rare occasions, when the mutual agreement is not reached, so you can proceed with the third rotation and until you find a perfect match for you. And then the second is about the core courses to cultivate you. So the curriculum and core courses at Westlake University are specifically designed from scratch in order to cultivate the logic thinking and also to enrich your scientific knowledge and also to hone your scientific skills. And these courses are designed by distinguished experts, including the President Shi Yigong, Vice President Xu Tian, a Dean of School of Life Sciences Yun Hongtao, and Pei Duanqing, and also our world-leading expert faculty members. All these courses will be taught in English, and all the lab research will also be conducted in English. So here, I just want to highlight a few of these popular courses at Westlake University. For example, method and logic in life sciences is given by the president Shi Yigong, which is very popular. And fundamental biological processes and concepts is delivered jointly by Dr. Yu Hongtao and over 20 other PIs. Last but not least, the basic concepts of genetic analysis, which is given by the Vice President Xu Tian. So now we're entering the academic seminars and activities. So this part is specifically designed to really train your communication skills and be able to communicate with the worldwide scientists. So at Wesleyan University, we organize webinars and also seminars. We invite world-famous scientists to communicate with us about their latest research. So for example, in here, for webinars, so we have been working very close and collaborate with Cell Press, Science Press for these webinars. So for each webinar, we have a specific theme. So for each specific theme, we invite world-famous and leading scientists from that field to communicate with us and to talk to us about their most recent research, so that we can keep abreast with the most development within the field. Just by face-to-face communication with these scientists, not only we can learn science from them, we can also learn from their experiences. And most importantly, we can get inspiration from them that can propel us to become a better scientist and become the leader within our own field. And then we also have academic conferences. So these are the bigger stages for us to communicate with the scientists, with our colleagues, with our friends. And these are also venues for our to make friends and also to start collaboration with our peers. So now, in order to cultivate you, to train you to be able to present at conferences and also at seminars, we have specific incubator to train your skills in communication. So these are the student academic communication program. So for example, we have the WIPs. These are the work in progress seminars, which are organized by specific programs. So within the program, the students will have chance to present about your progress within the program to your colleagues and to your peers. So basically, you're going to talk about your progress, you're going to get the feedback, and you can also hone your skills in scientific communication. So here, WeTalk is a journal club independently organized by PhD students. So basically, you can broaden your horizon, and you can also hone your skills in scientific communication. So now, last but not least, is about campus life and strong support network. At Wesleyan University, we not only want you to do the best science, we also want you to enjoy life at Wesleyan University. So therefore, we have the most colorful and all-encompassing and very diverse life at Wesleyan University. So here, for example, we have karaoke. We have all different kinds of associations. For example, this long-distance running association. So we know our president, Dr. Yi Gongshi, is a very avid runner. So if you want to chat with him, you can get up early and run with him. And we also have happy hours and also different kinds of competitions. For example, this is the table tennis competition and also rowing competition. And last but not least, we also have music concerts, which are specifically organized by the students. Other than the campus life, the life off campus is equally colorful. So here are some examples. We have student trip to the China Academy of Art, and we also have a trip to the Longwu Mountain in Hangzhou to pick tea leaves. As you might know that Hangzhou is really famous for its tea. So last but not least, we have support network. Because I understand when you leave your native country and go to a completely different country to forward your education, sometimes it's not smooth. Sometimes you have different culture shocks. Sometimes you have problems in your research, but don't worry. Wesleyan University is there to hold your hands and to ease the stress. For example, this is one of the lab outing and lab social hour. So basically your peers or your friends, so basically can guide you through to familiarize with the culture here, and also you can make great friends. In the rare events, you have conflict with your PI in terms of in terms of research, and then don't worry about that, because Wesleyan University also has DGS, that's Director of Graduate Studies. So this office is created specifically to resolve those kind of concepts, those kind of conflicts, especially between you and your mentor. So basically, we are there to safeguard you and to make sure that your study and training at Wesleyan University will not be compromised. So now I have been talking a lot during the past 30 minutes, but unfortunately, because life and science at Wesleyan University is just too rich, it's not possible to cover everything within the 30 minutes. But I do have an idea. Why don't you come to Wesleyan University and find out about it yourself, to find out what a great place Wesleyan is, or just for the sake to prove me wrong. And also I want to say that about 10 years ago, I'm exactly in the same situation as you are. I'm about to leave my native country. I'm about to go to a completely different country to forward my education. And I realized that just by doing that, we're actually offering our hope, our dream, and our passion. And these are the most important and most variable things that we can offer. And I just want to tell you, Wesleyan University has exactly the same passion, the same dream, and also the same dream. And I think, why don't we together, you and Wesleyan University, we just plant the seed of a dream together so they can germinate and also grow at Wesleyan University. Now, if I have persuaded you to think about Wesleyan University, to come to Wesleyan University, and I think next, Derek is going to talk about the admissions and the scholarships, and these will be a lot of information that you want to hear. Now, I want to clear the floor, and Derek, please.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Wei. Really appreciate it. Okay, so here's just I'm going to stop here for just a minute. So I guess you've already heard a bit about my background, but once again, I want to stop here for just a moment for the QR codes. And so as you can see here on the right, there's our PhD programs. This is actually our admissions page. So if you'd like to go to there and research more about the individual programs, but then also about the admissions process. Also, if you'd like to reach out to me specifically, you can go ahead to email me here at derek@westlake.edu, or there's also their international PhD admissions. So I'll just stop here for just a moment and let you either scan those or take down these email addresses. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the nuts and bolts of the PhD admissions. So Westlake University for the 2023-2024 admissions application. So this means that the program would be starting in next fall, pretty much in August. There's actually 2 different rounds. So the first round is quickly approaching. It's November 13th, and it's actually at noon. I guess if you are going to apply to this deadline, be reminded that it's actually China time. So it's noon China time, but if for some reason you didn't get your application in by November 13th, there's also the March 31st deadline. In many ways, there really isn't any difference. I'm going to jump to scholarships in the next slide, but just know that there's no difference in funding, no difference in scholarships. I guess the major difference is if you apply to the November 13th, you would actually know earlier. You would know by approximately the end of December, beginning of January, whether or not you were admitted into the program or not. So it's kind of like a bit like early admissions. Okay, now I'd like to go into the process a little bit. So the first part is just to apply. And before I go on, I want to also say that for this year, there isn't an application fee. I'll kind of repeat this again with the scholarships, but basically we are looking for the best and brightest around the world. And we don't want to have any sort of financial burdens put either on the application process, or you'll learn a bit more in just a minute. Most of all your fees will be taken care of later on as well. So really just focus on putting forward your best application. And then once you get here, doing your best work, your best research. So basically you would apply first at one of these deadlines. There's a materials review, and that's actually done by faculty themselves. And then there's also an interview process, and that's also a panel of 5 different faculty, probably within your research field that you're proposing, but also maybe from without the School of Life Sciences. And so that's the major part. But then after the interview process, then you would receive an admissions offer or at least notification. Okay, I'll go through a bit of the application materials. First part is a personal statement. This part it's a little bit different, but also I tell students that I've talked to before, don't stress about it. It's actually a little bit longer. Like I know for some American schools, they actually want a rather short personal statement depending on the school. This has to be over 1,500 words, but the structure is very similar to any kind of personal statement. Definitely highlight your former research, your current kind of goals, and then definitely kind of highlight some different faculty you'd like to work with here at Westlake, potentially some of the laboratories you're interested in doing some research in. And then some other things are kind of nuts and bolts. So definitely just PDFs of your diplomas, both your bachelor's and your master's. The same thing for transcripts. If your transcripts for some reason are also diplomas. So if any of this information is not in Chinese or in English, you'd have to have it translated. So it has to either be in English or Chinese, but PDFs are fine for the initial application. And then for the evidence of English language proficiency, it's IELTS 6.5 or above, or TOEFL 90 or above. Now, I'll just go ahead and jump into this question. This question a lot of students ask. They ask, well, first of all, they say my native language is English, or they might say that my master's degree was conducted all in English. Does this count? And then, of course, obviously, if your native language is English, that's no problem at all. And then, obviously, if you have a formal program, either the bachelor's or the master's was completely done in English, you can actually upload a PDF of that in lieu of one of your test results. But it should be basically a document saying that your entire program was in English. And then the last part is an academic writing sample. This could be a section of your master's dissertation or thesis. If you have been publishing works, you could upload one of those. If you publish multiple works, you could maybe have just the first pages, like maybe the summary synopsis page. But I should say also it's not compulsory. So if for some reason you felt you didn't want to include that, that is fine. But including more can only help you with your application. And I kind of said this at the beginning, but just to kind of repeat, once students who are accepted, you would come probably it's best to arrive around late July, but then convocation and orientation would begin in late August, and then classes also begin in late August. Okay, next part that everyone's probably wondering about is scholarships and funding. And so let's jump right into this. Okay, so scholarships and funding. Like I was saying before, basically, it sounds like something we're saying, but it actually really is true, where we are trying to recruit the best and brightest from around the world. And we really are focused on the research and having everyone do their best research. And so once again, we aren't really focused on placing financial burdens on people. Basically, if you are accepted in the program, you'll get one of these scholarships. The scholarships cover tuition costs, they cover graduate fees, they have a living stipend. You can choose to live on campus or off campus. I tell a lot of students, if you choose to live on campus, your stipend will definitely go much farther, but it is possible to live off campus if that's your choice. We have some students coming with families, and so there might be certain reasons why you want to live off campus. But let me talk a little bit about these different government scholarships and the Westlake University Fellowships. Essentially, at this moment, so I went ahead and I included the Hangzhou Municipal Scholarship, the Provincial Scholarship, and the National Scholarship. But I should mention right now, for this first year, it wouldn't be the Provincial or the National Scholarship. It would be the Hangzhou Municipal Scholarship, or it would be the Westlake University Fellowships. We have one directly from the university, and then the School of Life Sciences, they have their Life Sciences Sino-Biological Scholarship. But I should state, actually, it doesn't matter which one you get. They have the exact same amount of funding. They're virtually equal. Just one might come from the Hangzhou municipal government. The other one would come directly from either the overall university or directly from the School of Life Sciences. But just once again, to kind of go over this, a lot of students kind of ask me sort of about the stipend. And I do tell most students that, you're not going to be rich, off of these. And so, but it will cover the things you need to cover. So, for sure, you'll have your tuition is covered, the fees, and then, there's pretty decent subsidized food on campus as well, makes things cheaper. So like I said, won't be living large, but you'll have things covered. I'll just say it that way. Okay, the next part will be the other part is teaching assistantships and research assistantships. One thing that's really great about our program is students in the very first semester, they'll come in and be doing research assistantships. So essentially, it could be, I'm not sure exactly, maybe it'll be the lab rotation, maybe depending on your program, but you'll actually be working in a research lab the first semester. And then throughout your entire program, you would either be doing a research assistantship or you'd be doing a teaching assistantship. It's a requirement that for at least one semester, you'll have a teaching assistantship. But so throughout the entire time, you'll either be doing research, getting experience in laboratory work, or you'll be getting much needed teaching experience. Because once you graduate and you have your PhD, I guess different students have different reasons for doing a PhD, maybe going into the private industry. But for a majority of students, they probably want to become professors. And so it's really important getting that teaching experience as well. But for either one, they're arranged by your mentor, your faculty supervisor, and each of these also include a paid stipend in addition to the scholarships and information I just mentioned previously. And now we want to go into some questions, some Q&A. And so we're going to, before I go on, I'll just stop once again and pause for these QR codes. If you would like to look more at the PhD in biology, this is actually the application system, our portal, if you'd like to scan that as well. So I'll just pause here for a moment so you can scan this information or take down the emails or phone numbers, and then we'll go on to some questions and answers. Okay, and I'll open the floor back up to Nadia.
Hi, Derek. Thank you, Derek and Dr. Wei, for introducing about Westlake University and also PhD program in biology. So let us check if we have any questions from the audience. And guys, if you have any questions, don't hesitate and don't be shy. You can just type your questions and just write it on the Q&A box. So if you are on Zoom, there is this box, there's this sections on the bottom. It says Q&A. So you can just click there and then write your questions there so we can discuss your questions together. All right, so the first question here is about scholarships. So I was wondering if there are any scholarships for international students to study in China full tuition. I think we covered about scholarships already, but maybe we can go back to the scholarships part. And also, in addition to that, maybe we can discuss whether or not these scholarships offered by Westlake University or by the government from China are gonna cover the whole study, are gonna cover in the whole study duration, or is it only like for a year maybe, or how about that? Yeah.
Sure. There's definitely each year there's kind of an administrative process, but to give an easy answer, basically every student who is admitted into this program will get a full scholarship. And that will cover the duration of the time you're in. I would say generally most students probably graduate within 4 years. It's probably possible to graduate in 3 years, but that's kind of pushing it. Maybe 5 years, just depending on the type of research you're doing, but it will cover the entire time that you are in the program. The reason why I say there's an administrative process, because actually each year you will reapply for it and we'll help you through that. So it's fairly easy. So I guess it is possible that 1 year you receive the scholarship that's directly from the School of Life Sciences. It could be possible that the year after that is from, the university directly. Maybe 1 year it comes from the government, but essentially the funding is the same. And so in some ways, I guess to the student, for all practical purposes, it doesn't really matter if it's coming from the government or which source it's coming from. It's the same, but each year you will have to reapply for it. The other thing I should say is that there is a academic requirement where you'd have to maintain good grades and have that academic standards. But as long as you're getting good grades, you're progressing through the program, there's no reason why you wouldn't get it the following year.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, so there are lots of there are lots of scholarships and also funding opportunities for PhD students at Westlake University. So yeah, another question is about the quota itself, like how many PhD students will be accepted to the PhD in biology program for the next intake?
Sure. We're going for a target for around 180 students total. That's going to be domestic students and international students. But basically, it's the same for both. And so there's no reason why there couldn't be. The numbers will depend on the quality of students and who's applying. But I would say the overall target for the entirety of the program for next year will be 180 students.
Mm-hmm. 180 students?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of quota actually. So you can feel free to welcome. Yeah. There's another question from the student. So recently I did master's in zoology and my major subject was physiology. Can I enroll myself in this subject for a PhD? In addition to that, is IELTS necessary for admissions?
That's kind of a two-part question. Maybe I'll defer to you on the first part about zoology.
Right, of course. So basically, as you can see that in our program, in our School of Life Sciences contains 7 programs. So basically, I think zoology definitely can fit into one of these 7 programs. So I think as long as what you study is related to the, for example, School of Life Sciences, School of Engineering, or School of Science. So basically, we have strong collaboration with all of those. So it doesn't matter exactly what you studied before, but as long as it fits into the life science kind of general theme, I think don't worry about that. You can definitely apply.
And I think the second part was about IELTS. And so can you repeat the question about the IELTS?
The question is IELTS necessary for admissions?
Yes. So unfortunately, we don't. I know there's many different versions of English tests now, but unfortunately, we only accept the IELTS or the TOEFL. But as I mentioned previously, if your master's or bachelor's was completely done in English and you have a document saying that it was in English, you can upload that instead of uploading the IELTS or the TOEFL.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's a lot of flexibility. I think many students now, they're studying English programs, even though it's not an English speaking country. So if you do that, then you can just ask your school or university to basically write a letter confirming that your program is taught in English. So you can use that instead of doing TOEFL or IELTS.
Yeah.
All right. So the next question is about international opportunities for PhD students at Westlake University. So we've heard that Westlake University offers international opportunities for their PhD students to conduct research abroad, or maybe to present research at international conferences, or even to study abroad. So could you please provide more information about these international opportunities for international students?
Yeah, of course. So basically, as I said before, so during the 4 pillars in our programs, one of them is actually scientific communication. We strongly encourage the student to present their work at international conferences. So basically, most of the expenses is also covered from either the scholarship or the funding from their mentors. So definitely, those are great opportunities we strongly encourage the student to do. And in terms of opportunities to go going abroad to, for example, exchange kind of a period, for those, I think there's also a lot of different kind of collaborations with other countries are in place. Derek, maybe you can
Sure. Yeah, our Office of International Affairs, they've been working hard to set up these different partnerships. And so we actually have partnerships with, it's around 22 now, I think. It was 19 just about a year ago, but now it's around 22. And this includes places like Berkeley. I think we actually just signed an agreement with Caltech. They include mainly North America, but also in Australia. There's one in Hebrew University in Israel as well. So there's a lot of like opportunities to, if you see something, or maybe I think as a PhD student, I would probably look for laboratories. So maybe you research the different partnerships we have and say like, wow, there's an amazing laboratory in my field. It happens to be at Berkeley or something. I'll then talk to your faculty advisor, and then they can probably set that up, and you could actually go there, either do research or possibly study abroad. Maybe there's a certain class, or maybe there's, I guess it's possible that there's a great professor who's like the leader in that field or something. Maybe there's a way of setting that up. I mean, I guess I can't guarantee that, but you can probably get creative, work within the partnerships and try to find ways of creating an experience.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. So I have another question here from a student from Shed. So I have defended my master's thesis, but my official transcripts and degree have not been received. So can I apply with my coursework DMC along with my defense notifications?
Yes. Yeah. So basically, if you're going to be applying for next year, so the 2023 fall, you'd have to graduate by July. And so you'd have to have, but basically you could apply now, upload the transcripts you have now, upload the information you have now. And as long as you have a letter saying that you intend to graduate, and it's coming from university, and that it should be by a date that's before July, then yeah, that is no problem at all.
Mm-hmm. Great. So talking about opportunities for international students, I mean, we have discussed about the international opportunities, but the other question is, how about postdoctoral opportunities at Westlake universities for students who have graduated from one of Westlake's PhD programs, or maybe from students who have graduated from other PhD programs?
Yes, of course. So I think that's a great question. So we all know that Westlake University is a very young university, but we do have graduates this year, which is very exciting. And so basically, we have some statistics about these graduate students. Students already graduate from Wesleyan University, and actually some of them actually stayed at Wesleyan University to continue their postdoctoral work. I think this is definitely a testament that they are very happy with their training here and they're willing to stay here. So basically, those are definitely opportunities for you after you graduate from Wesleyan University. Yeah. And also, the thing is, there's also encouragement for you to really pursue your dream. You can either choose to stay, or you can either choose to explore other field outside of the Westlake University. So basically, it's definitely your decision. So to see where is the best opportunity lie, where is your passion lies.
Mm-hmm. Great. So I think we have time for like 2 or 3 more questions. So students, if you have any questions, just write it on the Q&A box so we can discuss it together. And then another question that we have here is more about like, I know it's a thing for Chinese universities, especially for international students applying for PhD programs. In a lot of cases, they need to get like a supervisor acceptance letter, or at least they need to contact the professors beforehand. Do you have any tips for international students for doing this? Because I know the problem is a lot of times they probably don't get answer from the professors, or maybe they find some challenges in doing all of this because it's their first time applying for a PhD and it's in a foreign country. So maybe they don't know very well about the culture or about the whole process and everything. So if you have any tips about that.
Sure. Maybe I'll go first.
Right. Right, you can go first.
Okay, sure. Oh, I think it's a great question because it's something that's a little bit different at Westlake University compared to other universities in China, where for I would say the majority of PhD programs in China, you have to first reach out to the professor, get an actual letter, which is almost like getting, not exactly, but almost like getting accepted, like a pre-approved before you apply. For our program, a lot of, like, including our president, including our vice presidents, they've all studied in America in Ivy League schools. So it's kind of like a mixture of this North American kind of private Ivy League school kind of idea, plus with a mixture of Chinese higher education. And so what I mean by that is we definitely recommend that you reach out to the professors. And it's great if you kind of start that conversation, maybe say, I'm interested in this kind of research. I would love to work in your laboratory. But as Dr. Wei was mentioning, one thing that's really different about the School of Life Sciences is there's the rotation. And so it's possible that you would come in and you'd say in our application system, maybe you say in our application system you want to work with this professor, but then you come here, you do the 2-1 lab rotation, and you're working with a completely different professor for your faculty advisor. So that's totally possible. So I would say my recommendation and tip would be definitely research the page that has our faculty, see if it matches your research that you'd like to do. Reach out to them, start a conversation. If for some reason they don't respond, still apply, because there's a 2-1 rotation, and there's going to be a separate process that's going to be involved as far as our actual admissions and how we choose students from location. So definitely reach out, start the conversation, but if for some reason they don't respond, or don't worry about it because later on you might change because of the lab rotation. Did you want to add?
Yeah, definitely. So basically, for me as a personal experience, and also I talked to my my colleagues. So basically, we do receive a lot of these kind of letters to inquire opportunities in our laboratories. And to be honest, we love to receive those letters because that means people are interested in your study. These are great opportunities. So most of the time, of course, we reply, but sometimes in rare occasions, because we have a lot of emails, we may forget. But in those kind of situations, if you're really interested in these kind of in your lab, be persistent. You can write more letters. Don't be shy. So basically, opportunities are there. You can grab them. I do strongly suggest you to reach out to professors in advance if you are interested in them.
Nice. That's a very nice tips for international students. Thank you so much, Derek and Dr. Wei, for sharing this. I think one final question here. More about PhD in biology program, because it sounds very interdisciplinary. So could you provide more information about how international students could explore their interest in the 2 research fields?
Right. So basically, that's very good question. So I think I can provide some kind of tips in here. I think the first thing is do start early. So even before you come to Wesleyan University, I think you pretty much can already reach out to different fields of principal investigators to reach out, because there is also a lot of opportunities before you become a graduate student at Wesleyan University. For example, there's summer camp. There's also these kind of there's also these kind of visiting scholars. So basically, you can come to Wesleyan University probably a few months, even half a year before you actually enrolled into Wesleyan University. You can already start to work in different labs, experience different kind of disciplines, whether you are interested in them or not. So basically, in that, you can actually you can get more opportunities, right? Because you have more opportunities other than the 2 rotation opportunities you have beforehand. So I think this is definitely one thing I encourage you to do. The second thing is definitely reach out during the communication. So basically, we know that, for example, the academic ring, right? So basically, all the different schools, the 3 different schools, they are linked together. So basically, physically, you can basically go to their different labs. There are also cafeteria. You can basically strike conversation with different people, and then you may get a lot of great ideas, from different fields. I think there could be some targeted ways, and also these kind of random mingling with people. And then I think both are could be very conducive to your future study, if you are interested in these interdisciplinary kind of opportunities. Derek, do you have any?
Oh, no, that was great. Yeah, I would just say, I think there's definitely ways of maybe, there's a lot of students where maybe they have something, maybe they're into computational science, but also they want to, maybe combine that with something else. And so I think definitely, I would talk to your faculty advisor, and they can definitely reach out and maybe give advice, maybe other faculty PI who are working in that, and just start conversations. And then from there, maybe good ideas happen. And then there's ways of putting things together.
Great. So one final question here from the student. I want PhD in biology in China. So I think maybe he's asking about how to apply, because I guess he probably joined late. So you can check like the rest of the recording later on our YouTube channel, Chan Admissions, but maybe Derek has more information,
Sure.
like brief information about it.
I will just go back to this. So if you see this over here, this PhD programs, if you're able to do a QR code, if you're able to scan that, go ahead and scan that. That'll take you directly to our admissions page. And there's more information about, it restates the materials that you need. There's the dates. So basically all the information about admissions will be on that page. If for some reason you cannot scan with your code, you can't scan the code with your phone, you can email to me directly. So just derek@westlake.edu or international PhD admissions westlake.edu.
Okay, great. So I think we covered all the questions today. Oh, all right. So there is like one extra question.
Sure.
If there is no publication during the application time while the manuscript is ready for publication, can we attach that, and do publications matter for admissions funding?
I would say no. So actually for the writing sample, it's not compulsory. So you don't have to add it, but it can only help you. And I would say if you're about to publish something that's already been approved, then that's probably a great choice for your writing sample. And so I would say definitely, maybe include the synopsis. You could include the entire paper if you choose to, but it could be like a section, maybe just like a summary of it as well. But I would say as far as maybe you can go on to this part, but to my knowledge, I think the actual writing probably wouldn't affect admissions. And then once you're admitted, that's basically all admitted students would get funding. And so, but I think as far as the actual, our process of going through, how to admit students, it won't be like a deciding factor. We have more of a holistic kind of like way of looking at it.
Right, exactly. So basically, I think the main thing we're looking for in a student is the logic thinking, whether you have the potential to conduct, great science at Westlake University. Of course, publication is definitely a plus, but it's not a requirement. So basically, but it doesn't hurt to really attach any kind of research, for example, a draft or something like that, and then we can definitely take a look at that. But it's not a determining factor in here. It's really the potential, the logical thinking that you displayed in the essays and writings.
Mm-hmm. Great. So yeah, thank you, Derek and Dr. Wei, for answering the final question. So before we end the sessions, maybe you have any closing statement or anything that you'd like to share to the audience today.
Derek. For myself, I think it's just pretty basic. You go ahead and you can look at our website. And then definitely reach out to me. I'll answer emails very quickly. Also, once I email you back, maybe I can share with Nadia later, but actually I use a online system where you can actually set up advising with me. If for some reason you want to meet on Zoom, I can meet with you. And if you have like individual questions, it's just easier to talk it out. I can definitely meet with you on Zoom or somewhere else.
Right. I just want to say, I just probably repeat what I said before. I think I am new to Westlake University also. So I just joined Westlake University in May this year, and I'm completely amazed by Westlake University, what a beautiful city it is in Hangzhou. So I totally enjoyed the life here and doing great science things here. I think Westlake University is definitely the right place for you. So please give yourself a chance and also give Westlake a chance. Let's plant our dreams together and watch it grow. So just apply.
Great. So yeah, thank you so much, Derek and Dr. Wei, for introducing Westlake University PhD in Biology program today. And yeah, if you miss like maybe some part of today's recording, you can always check it later on our YouTube channel, Chan Admissions. And I think we have another event with Westlake University next week on Wednesday, November 16, for introducing Westlake University PhD programs. So you can also check the schedule later on our website, Chan Admissions, and also register for the next events with Westlake University. So yeah, that's all. It's been an amazing session today. Thank you so much, Derek and Dr. Wei. And thank you everybody for joining. Yeah, have a nice day, everyone. Bye.
Very much. Have a great day.